Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, continuing coverage on those storms battering California. Parts of the state are devastated this morning after days of torrential rain causing flooding and mudslides. And from the Pentagon, Ukrainian troops are set to begin training on the Patriot missile system at Fort Sill, Oklahoma as soon as next week. Also, former Trump Organization CFO Allen Weisselberg sentenced to 5 months in prison Tuesday after pleading guilty for his role in the company's sweeping 15-year tax fraud scheme.
And good morning. We'll take a live view from the Cuervo ISD once again, the weather bug camera there. Cloudy skies in the distance, not much fog issue around DeWitt County, but in Gonzales County, they're stocked with fog, zero visibilities, and other parts of the crossroads as well. We'll take a look at that and the temperature changes coming our way in your full forecast.
Bowling is a sport that anyone can be a part of and feel special doing it. Sports reporter Zach Brown has more in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 11th day of January 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Wednesday morning, and on this day in 1964, Surgeon General Dr. Luther Terry made an announcement saying that smoking is bad for you. Let's go ahead and turn to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, how's it looking out there?
And good morning, good morning. 67 degrees on the outside currently in Victoria with cloudy skies, partly cloudy skies. Areas of fog around the crossroads here and there, especially Gonzales County to the north because they have a fog advisory there. Zero visibility is reported there. So be careful driving out there, of course. And we go throughout the day. Temperatures will be the big weather story for us next 24 hours. Starting off in the 60s around here and currently 67 degrees or so. There's a fog advisory in Gonzales County. That actually extends into the San Antonio, Austin metro areas. And along the coast, you kind of see highlighted there from Port O'Connor southward. That's a coastal fog advisory until the later hours of this morning. And keep the foggy conditions around the coast, 1 mile visibilities everywhere you go. Then the foggy conditions beginning to erode away by the time we get to about 9-10 a.m. as the sun comes up, heats up the atmosphere, and able to evaporate that available moisture. 12 mile visibilities throughout the day, of course. Another fog bank early in the morning hours for your tomorrow, Thursday. That's quickly pushed out in the Gulf of Mexico by the front. That'll move through in the early hours on your Thursday for us. Around here, cooler temperatures to come. Today, though, no precipitation expected. Not seeing anything on the First Warn Doppler radar currently. And Wednesday, temperatures, of course, you know, they're in the 60s to 70s to 80 degrees or so. Winds turn around from the south to the north coming up tomorrow. Let's take a look at that. There's the front right there moving on through with winds gusting over 30 miles per hour by 9-10 a.m. tomorrow, bringing in that cooler and drier air. No freeze expected, but it's definitely going to be on the cool side, enough for a light jacket or sweater. At least we'll talk about the temperatures and the changes in that and take us through the rest of the week and the weekend and next week with our temperatures and the weather conditions. We'll take a look at that and all in the 7-day outlook to come. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. At least 6 people are hurt, including 1 in critical condition after a man attacked a crowd of people in Paris on Wednesday. Officials say it happened at Gare du Nord around 6:45 in the morning local time. The French Interior Minister says a group of off-duty police officers jumped into action and shot the suspect several times. He's now in critical condition and being treated for his injuries. The minister says the weapon used in the attack was made by the suspect and is not a knife. A motive is not yet known. The Paris prosecutor's office says a member of the French border police is among the injured. New details out of Calhoun County. We're learning more about a fatal fire at a home on December the 30th. Authorities have released the name of the victim killed. The victim is identified this morning as 32-year-old Tina J. Pinkard. All signs of foul play were ruled out by authorities. The fire happened at a mobile home in the Seadrift area at the end of Davis Road. A man inside the home was able to escape. The woman you are about to see is missing out of Ohio and is believed to be in the Rockport area. Police are asking for any information that could lead to finding her. This is 26-year-old Mariana Spalding. She was last seen on December 18th in Akron, Ohio, driving a champagne color 2007 Chevy Impala, the vehicle displaying temporary tags. If you have any information on her whereabouts, contact the Barberton Police Department at 330-861-7255. You can also submit an anonymous tip at 888tips.com. Now, new images of the flood disaster in California, and more rain is headed their way. The deadly parade of storms slamming the state in recent days. More evacuations now underway.
This morning, the death toll is expected to rise from the catastrophic parade of storms slamming California. The unrelenting weather has dumped 36 inches of rain on parts of the state since Christmas, killing at least 17 people. 2 recent deaths were from lightning strikes, and a boy remains missing after floodwaters swept away his mother's car.
We've had less people die in the last 2 years of major wildfires in California that have died since New Year's Day related to this weather.
Now, forecasters warn the storms will continue for at least another week, with, quote, enormous cyclone poised to bring up to 10 more inches of rain to Northern California in the coming days. And east of San Francisco, the entire community of Planada has evacuated because of rising floodwater. In Southern California, Pasadena police say this driver of this Tesla lost control in the rain, slamming through a wall and into a pool. 2 teachers at a nearby school saw the crash and rescued the driver. Emergency crews had to pull a woman and a girl to safety after 2 vehicles ended up falling into this massive sinkhole. Another sinkhole in Santa Barbara County damaged 15 homes.
Hey, you missed the spot.
At Union Station in Los Angeles, golf carts were needed to shuttle passengers from the flooding. And it's not just California. 10 states are under alerts for severe weather.
Ukrainian troops will be training on U.S. soil to use the Patriot air defense system. U.S. defense leaders say just under 100 Ukrainian service members will train at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, later this month. The training is expected to take several months. The U.S. agreed in December to send Ukraine the surface-to-air missile defense system to defend against Russia's continued airstrikes. Leading us to your viewer poll. Are you concerned about Ukrainian troops training in the U.S.? Let's take a look. Okay, 50% of you say yes, you are concerned, and the rest of you say no, you are not. We want to keep hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. The former CFO of the Trump Organization will spend 5 months in jail for his role in the company's tax fraud scheme. Allen Weisselberg was transported to New York's Rikers jail after his sentencing hearing Tuesday. Weisselberg pled guilty last year and became the star witness against the company, which was convicted last month of conspiracy, tax fraud, and falsifying business records. All right, scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote in our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there in the app. Submit those news tips and photos. The time is now 6:38 on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A traffic stop ended with Shiner Police issuing a driver several citations Tuesday.
I'm ABC's Justin Finch. The Justice Department and House Republicans both investigating those classified records found at the president's old office. And this morning, Biden himself is speaking out. His reaction coming up.
Take a look at the gusty winds coming up by your Thursday at 9 a.m. Sustained at 20-25 miles per hour, gusting to 30 or higher, bringing the cooler and drier air in tomorrow. You'll definitely feel the difference between today and tomorrow. We'll talk about this in your forecast.
If you give me 30 seconds, I can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your car insurance. These guys typically use one of these 3 categories to determine what you pay for your car insurance, sometimes even charging you whichever one is highest. At Fred Loya Insurance, we use the one that best suits you to get you the lowest rate possible.
I switched from Geico to Fred Loya and saved over $1,300 a year.
If you think you're paying too much for car insurance or if your renewal rates have gone up, call us or visit us at fredloya.com.
The Bluebonnet Youth Ranch starts the 2023 Charity Concert Series with one of country music's greatest voices, Gene Watson. With a career that has spanned decades and multiple #1 hits, Gene Watson performs live January 19th at the Leo J. Welder Center to benefit the Bluebonnet Youth Ranch. Proudly presented by the Victoria Television Group.
Take a look at the temperatures coming up for the 10 a.m. hour today. Being well in the 60 or 70 degrees. By 5 o'clock, we're near 80 degrees area-wide. And once again, the temperature, big story. By your Friday at 1 a.m., we're well into the 40s and even some 30s possible early in the morning. along I-10 corridor. Then 40s and 50s for the morning hours for the next several days. And we rebound up by the weekend. Once again, as high pressure moves to the east, we'll warm up again. So a brief little cool snap, I should say. But we'll take it, make it feel a little more like January around here, at least somewhat. And we'll be 16 degrees above normal according to the high temperature change weather model by 11 a.m. today. And then 4 degrees above normal by your Thursday at 2 a.m. as the cold air works its way in. And then we'll be nearer to normal, exactly right on point for normal by Friday 9 a.m. temperatures around here. But we rebound well above normal by the time we get to late weekend into the first part of next week. Your full forecast comes around a little bit later on this half hour. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. A local group will be bowling in Victoria for the next several weeks. The 25 News Now sports team has the latest.
Howdy Crossroads, 25 News Now sports reporter Zach Brown takes us to the lanes where anyone can feel part of a family.
The Victoria Association for Citizens with Disabilities puts on many different events for those living with a disability. Currently, their event is bowling. This is a non-profit group, but also a great social opportunity.
They want to have friends, they want to have girlfriends and boyfriends, and some really want to win in bowling, and they're competitive.
Something that was repeated was what a stress relief this is for them and how it teaches focus and concentration. Taylor Kelly has her own process before she goes in for the strike.
Well, before I do bowling, I hold my ball and do striking take deep breaths 3 times and do bowling.
Many of these bowlers value the time spent more than anything. Of course, they still want to win.
They're not just a group, they're my family, so I'm very blessed. And just, of course, getting a strike, but being with the group.
Besides just a great opportunity to have fun, they don't take for granted the bond that is built through all of this.
You know, we're always there for each other, and, you know, this is one of the best things that's ever happened to me, ever.
The best part of all this, having fun.
Just seeing them smile, seeing them have fun.
Hey, bowling good, you have fun.
With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
That's what all sports are about, having fun. That's your 25 Sports Now.
We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. We're learning more this morning about those classified records recently discovered at a private office once used by President Biden. The documents date back to his time as vice president in the Obama White House, and now Biden himself breaking the silence about the discovery.
At a summit in Mexico, President Biden addressing those classified records while adding some distance, suggesting they were brought to his former office without his knowledge.
I was briefed about this discovery and surprised to learn that there were any government records that were taken there to that office.
Sources tell ABC News Biden's lawyers discovered roughly 10 classified documents, some marked top secret, all dated between 2013 and 2016. The New York Times reports the papers include briefing materials on foreign countries from when Biden was vice president.
They've turned over the boxes to the archives, and we're cooperating fully.
Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney John Lausch now investigating. That probe coming as a special counsel investigates why former President Donald Trump took hundreds of classified records with him to his Mar-a-Lago home.
They have to eat their words, but the hypocrisy.
The Republican-led House Oversight Committee also investigating. But there are critical differences between these cases. ABC has learned it does not appear Biden personally asked for the documents to be moved from the White House. While Trump knowingly took hundreds of classified documents, some marked top secret when he left office. The White House insists Biden's legal team immediately informed archives as soon as they discovered those documents. Whereas Trump refused to hand over the classified material for months, even resisting a subpoena before the FBI finally searched his Mar-a-Lago estate. And more questions remain about those Biden records, including why were his lawyers packing up his old office, and could there be anything in those records that could damage the president politically? Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
A traffic stop ended with Shiner police issuing a driver several citations Tuesday. The vehicle was stopped after the driver was seen making an illegal left turn from Highway 90A. Police say the driver did not have a driver's license and he was found with a usable amount of marijuana. The driver faces several citations this morning. It also turns out the truck he was in was a work truck. The time is now 6:45 on your Wednesday morning. Still to come, Wells Fargo taking a step back from the mortgage market it once led.
Go faster with 99.9% reliable internet from Optimum. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. Stay connected on award-winning internet with 99.9% reliability and whole home Wi-Fi coverage, plus equipment is included. Go from 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month to achieving more throughout the year. Call 8669-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
I'm going to give you some trivia questions. What are the names of the 7 dwarfs? You know this.
Dopey, salty, shorty, lovey, honey.
Next live, Gerard Butler and Mel B, plus the best me in 23.
Happy, squeezy, mushy, gooey, and lady.
Those are the Keebler elves.
In this morning's GMA First Look, stranded on a train.
We are absolutely frustrated. We all had places that we needed to be.
The Amtrak Auto Train, a unique train on which all passengers must bring their car with them, traveling Monday night from Lorton, Virginia, a D.C. suburb, to Sanford, Florida, near Orlando, finally arriving at its destination after being delayed for more than 24 hours in South Carolina.
Amtrak is not doing right by any passenger on this train, and we are all upset.
While on board, passengers exhausted and frustrated, some train cars even running out of food.
The selections are limited. The selections of beverages are becoming more limited. And if this continues many more hours, I don't know if the food will hold up.
And we'll hear more from passengers on board the train coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Are you ready for a fresh new bath or shower? Well, now is the best time with 50% off installation, free fixtures, and no interest and no payments for 1 year. Hi, I'm Christina, and it's time to flip your old worn out bath or shower with Jacuzzi Bath Remodel today. Everyone knows the Jacuzzi brand, but did you know they can install a gorgeous bath or shower that feels incredible in as little as 1 day? Now that's the total bathroom beauty that I love at a price you can afford. With one call to Jacuzzi Bath Remodel, you can effortlessly transform that old, ugly eyesore into the stunning bath or shower of your dreams that you'll love for years to come.
Call or go online to jacuzzibathremodel.com to get up to 50% off installation, and you may qualify for no interest and no payments for 12 months. Plus, we're including free fixtures. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-218-1956. Call now.
And good morning once again. This is Wednesday, sliding down the weekend Wednesday, as I like to call it, on this day. And by 7 a.m., we're still in the 60s around here. And we'll be in the 70s to near 80 degrees by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Very warm temperatures today with southerly winds. They're 20 miles per hour. And we'll run this temperature model all the way through in the overnight to early morning hours for your day tomorrow. Notice by 6 p.m. on your Thursday, we're in the low 60s. And pretty chilly morning coming up for your Friday morning with lows in the 40s, even some 30s from about Yoakum area to Huntsville to Hallettsville, I should say, to Gonzales to Nixon. So it's a little bit of chilly temperatures coming our way. Not seeing any real freezing temperatures at all, but they'll be on the cool side. They will rebound by the weekend back up near 80 degrees. Nothing on the satellite radar composite to show at all, except a little bit of fog along the coastal zones. That'll take us through the early morning hours, and that'll be evaporating away into nice sunny conditions today. And then we'll take a look at the dry air working on through, the front move through in the overnight tonight, and temperatures falling. What about the rest of the week, next week as well, and the weekend? Any changes there? Any rainfall? We'll take a look at that later on in the full forecast to come. Make it a great day today. Be ready to grab your jacket on the way out for your early morning tomorrow. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Now for today's question of the day. 18% of people are guilty of this at least once a week, and they're most likely to do it on Tuesday. What is it? Like us on Facebook, Crossroads Today. Post your guess to today's question. We'll have the answer later on Sunrise. Breaking news this morning, the FAA has experienced a computer outage and has grounded most, if not all, flights in the U.S. And let's see, the agency tweeted this morning that it's working on restoring its notice-to-air mission system. The agency said it will provide frequent updates as progress is made, and the flight tracking website FlightAware reports 760 delays into or out of the United States. We have more posted on crossroadstoday.com, so head on over there to learn more. Wells Fargo taking a step back from the mortgage market it once led. It announced a significant shift in its focus to mortgage business on serving bank customers and minority home buyers instead of acquiring new customers. The scandal-ridden bank said it will also exit its correspondent business, which buys loans made by other lenders, and reduce the size of its mortgage servicing portfolio. The move comes as the bank continues to be in trouble with regulators. Last month, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau ordered it pay a record fine of $1.7 billion for widespread mismanagement over multiple years that harmed 16 million customer accounts. Wells Fargo was America's largest mortgage lender until Quicken Loans took the top spot in late 2017. Not even the 2022 record high gas prices could keep Americans off the road. A report by the traffic and transportation data firm INRIX says people spent a cumulative 4.8 billion hours stuck in traffic last year. Chicago, Boston, and New York were the three most congested cities, while the overall increase was 15% higher than the 36 hours Americans spent stuck in traffic in 2021. The 2022 level was half of the pre-pandemic levels nationwide. However, traffic levels in Chicago and Miami surpassed pre-pandemic levels. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A Wisconsin teen is facing charges for allegedly shooting his girlfriend.
1, 2, 3, family! 12 parents invited us into their homes, all in search of today's best parenting style. We're putting each parenting technique to the test.
I can't do it.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
We're looking for the style you think is effective.
I want to know why my house looks like a nuclear power plant explosion and your house looks like that.
The Parent Test. New Thursday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
And live from Victoria, it's Kevin Nealon. The VISD Education Foundation proudly presents Saturday Night Live alum Kevin Nealon live in Victoria, Saturday, February 11th. You have seen him in The Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore, Anger Management, and so much more. Purchase your tickets today and come laugh the night away with comedian and actor Kevin Nealon at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. Suitable for audiences 14 and up, with proceeds going to Grants for Great Ideas and the Dual Credit Scholarships. Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. 18% of people are guilty of this at least once a week, and they're most likely to do it on Tuesday. What is it? All right, let's take a look. We've had lots of guesses this morning, but I know we've all been waiting for it. The answer is yes, be late for work. Thank you for taking part in this day's question of the day. At least 6 people are hurt, including one in critical condition after a man attacked a crowd of people in Paris on Wednesday. Officials say it happened at Gare du Nord around 6:45 in the morning local time. The French Interior Minister says a group of off-duty police officers jumped into action and shot the suspect several times. He's now in critical condition and being treated for his injuries. The minister says the weapon used in the attack was made by the suspect and is not a knife. A motive is not yet known. The Paris prosecutor's office says a member of the French border police is among the injured. A Wisconsin teen facing charges for allegedly shooting his girlfriend. The victim's family says that 14-year-old shot his girlfriend, Jasleen Jones, who is also 14. A criminal complaint reports Jones survived the shooting and told police it happened after she told the teen that she wanted to break up. The court documents say the teen shot Jones in the head 3 times. The boy admitted to the shooting, calling it a fit of rage. The 14-year-old is being charged as an adult with attempted first-degree intentional homicide. If convicted, he could face up to 60 years in prison. The man accused of attacking police with a machete near New York Times Square on New Year's Eve is now facing federal terrorism charges. 19-year-old Trevor Brickford is being charged with 4 counts of attempted murder in addition to several state charges already lodged against him. Prosecutors say Brickford shouted around 10 p.m. on New Year's Eve before striking one officer in the head and attempting to grab another officer's gun. Police shot him in the shoulder during a confrontation, and he was taken into custody shortly after. If convicted, he faces life in prison. A former model accused of killing a California psychiatrist in 2019 received her sentence Tuesday. 29-year-old Kelsey Turner will spend 10 to 25 years in prison for the killing of 71-year-old Dr. Thomas Burchard. It comes after Turner pled guilty to second-degree murder in November. Police say she had an intimate relationship with Burchard when he traveled to Las Vegas in March 2019, shortly after his body was found in the trunk of Turner's Mercedes-Benz. In July, Turner's boyfriend, John Logan Kennison, was sentenced to 18 to 45 years in prison after he pled guilty to the murder charge in the case. Their roommate, Diana Pena, pled guilty in 2019 to accessory to murder. Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro was released on Tuesday from a hospital near Orlando, Florida. The video footage shows Bolsonaro exiting a vehicle and entering a house in a gated community in Kissimmee, Florida, where he is staying after being released from the hospital. Bolsonaro, who flew to Florida 48 hours before his term ended, was admitted to the hospital a day after hundreds of his supporters rampaged through key government buildings in the capital, Brasilia. Bolsonaro was treated for intestinal pains related to a stabbing he suffered during the 2018 election campaign. Here's a notice for those of you summoned for jury duty today. At 8:30 a.m. at the Victoria County Justice of the Peace II Court, that session is canceled and will not be rescheduled. Tuesday's Mega Millions drawing did not turn up any winners of the estimated $1.1 billion jackpot. The winning numbers were 7, 13, 14, 15, 18, and the Mega Ball 9. The next drawing is scheduled for Friday with an estimated $1.3 billion jackpot with no winners since October 18th. The cash option would be just over $707 million, while no one won Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot. Someone did purchase a winning ticket in Hacienda Heights, California, hitting 5 of the lucky numbers, making it worth over $3.9 million. And we do have a breaking news story for you this morning. All flights in the U.S. have been grounded due to a computer outage that the FAA is experiencing, and flights are expected to be paused until 9 a.m. Eastern Time, so that's 8 a.m. Central Time. Be sure to go to crossroadstoday.com for the latest updates. And let's go ahead and turn to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining for a look at your forecast. Good morning, Trey.
And thank you, Carolina. We'll have temperatures in the 70s near 80 degrees by the afternoon, and then cooling off 60s tonight, and much cooler for your day tomorrow. Highs only in the 60s after the front moves on through. It's a patchy fall this morning. No precipitation anticipated for us. So we'll see clearing skies as the front moving through, and then cooler conditions with gusty winds for your day tomorrow. So today we're calling about 75, 80 degrees area-wide. Morning fog and mostly sunny skies, gusty winds. Overnight lows, 59 degrees, areas of fog possible. And then for your day tomorrow, high temperatures only in the 60s, mostly sunny skies and gusty winds. And 60s for highs run through Saturday, rebounding back up to 80 degrees by Monday and Tuesday. Lows in the 40s Friday and Saturday. Make it a great day today. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports, and join James, Don, Trey, Karina, and Gino today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.